Hi, this is my video to show you how to find out if there are books on the shelf that you need to pull when you are on shift at the library to see if anything is available that a user has requested. We want to check this fairly often. So anytime you start a shift, especially at Circ, or anytime you are in a position where you have time to go pull books or Mrs. Henderson has asked you to go pull holds, this is a good thing to go in and do. And so I'm going to show you how to find that on the screen. So when you're in the Circ 1 login, when you go into holds, you're going to go down to on-shelf items. And so for on-shelf items, when I click that, I see that someone has placed a hold on an item that is currently available on the stacks. Its current location says stacks, and that means that that book should be out on the main stacks shelf if I went and looked for it for right now. And so a couple ways to do this. You can just write this information down, but I'm going to show you how to, if you'll go to print screen, you're going to see that that opens in a different window. And so I'm going to change my share here and do a new share with you so you can see how that opens up. And so you'll see now in the screen that I'm sharing that you have all of this in a web page. And so what you can do from here is go ahead and print that just like you would normally print something. And you'll be able to print that. Where this is helpful is if I just have one book, I'm probably just going to jot it down, jot the call number down. I'm also going to look at the item ID to make sure that I get the right book. I'm going to make sure I write down the title. And I'm going to go out to the stacks and I'm going to make sure that I pull the item that has this call number, and then I want to double check the last 4 of the item ID and make sure that they match, because there could be 2 or more volumes of this book on the shelf, or 2 or more copies of this book on the shelf, and I want to make sure I get this exact copy. So even if a book has the same call number, because there were multiple copies of that same title, every book in our system has a different item ID. And so the quick way to do that is to look at the last 4 digits there, and that will tell you when you get out to the stacks, when you look at that book, you'll be able to tell, is this the right item or not? And that's located on the barcode for the book, which is usually on the back side of the book. It could also be on the inside cover, on the front or in the back. And so you want to make sure you look and locate that before you bring it back up. So I am going to do a share back to my other screen here. So let's say that I have pulled this book. I have leadership in my hand, and I want to make sure that I indicate in the system that that book is now available. I'm going to put it on the hold shelf as ready for pickup for our user. And so what you're going to do at this point is we're going to go over to, we're going to close this window. We're going to go to trap hold. So if you want to think about it as, I'm going to trap this item. It was out on the stacks, but I've now trapped it, and I'm going to put it on the hold shelf so that that user can come pick that book up. So I'm going to scan in this barcode. Again, that's going to be on the back of the book most of the time. Some of the time, if it's a book that we've had a little longer, those would be in the front cover or on the back cover. And so you want to just look at all the places. If you don't find it on the back, it may be on the inside of the book. And so once I scan that, I'm going to click trap holds. If you're scanning that with a barcode scanner, it's probably going to automatically process the trap hold for you, but I'll click here. And now that hold is trapped, and it tells me this is for user, and there's my item ID, my user ID, and my name. And so what we're going to do, and there will be an example at the front, at this point we're going to put a spine label on the end of that is just a piece of paper with their last name on it, rubber band that together, and we're going to put it back on the hold shelf. Now what will happen as a user when I come to pick up that item, so in a separate video I'll show you how we're going to notify users that their item is ready for pickup. When I come pick up that item, then you will take it from the hold shelf, check it out to me just like I had gone out to the stacks to get it myself, but instead you've held it for me at the front. And then I'm going to be able to leave with that particular item. This will come in handy for users who don't have time to come down here or are browsing online and really want to be able to save those things before they come down here to make sure that they're available. It will also come in handy if at some point we need to look at going to curbside service. We will have this already in place and be able to do this. We are going to deliver holds to faculty members, and in a separate video I'll talk about what to do if the item that is on hold is for a faculty member.